Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And in today's video, I'll talk about the Miami Dolphins, what they can accomplish, what can they do in 2022. I think it starts off with this offseason. We got a big offseason for the Dolphins in 2022, like I just said, because they had the biggest cap room. $61 million in cap room. I mean, last year the team with the most cap didn't turn out good, but that was the Jaguars. They had Urban Meyer and everything going on. Same team down in Florida. New coach and everything. I don't think it's gonna be the same thing though. Jaguars, poverty franchise. I'm sorry, Dolphins may be in that same role too. They do have a good division though. They do have Patriots in there who've been running the division for forever. Josh Allen, he's been running, looking good the last few years, and you got young quarterback Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh. I think they did a decent job in year one. But Dolphins went 9-8 this year. In last year, 2021, they've lost 7 straight, then won 7 straight, and whole bunch of things. So offseason, Brian Flores getting canned, and then them getting sued and everything. But Mike McDaniels, I'm very excited about Mike McDaniels. I think he's a great young coach. He's coming from that Sean McVay kind of tree. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. Who else is in that tree? I mean, Brandon Staley's in that tree. Zach Taylor's in that tree. The Packers coach is in that tree. There's so many good coaches in this tree that I think is so good to hire from there. And to have a great young quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa who looked good in college, looked good in high school, won the Elite 11, won national championship in college, and just really hasn't panned out these first 2 years. First year kind of had him on the back burner of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Then they kind of let him get the keys after the bye week and didn't go too well. This year didn't go too well for them. They were a game short of the playoffs, but they had a huge offseason. They got an offensive-minded coach for Mike McDaniels for Tua. Like I said, $61 million in cap. They got to re-sign Mike Gesicki. I think that's the first step right there. Got to get that tall tight end some love because Tua loves throwing to him. I think he's a great young talent. Unless he's trying to get Greg Kittle kind of money, George Kittle. Don't pay him then. But I expect to see him back in Miami. Emmanuel Obak, I think that's how I say his name. He had 18 sacks in 4 years. I think that's good for a young tackle, young D lineman. Definitely got to bring him back. And the last guy got to resign, or not resign. Will Fuller. Don't resign that man. That man, he's good for the first 3 games, and then he's got some core muscle injury, and he's out. I don't buy the Will Fuller hype. I love Will Fuller, Notre Dame fan, but it's always hurt. You can't rely on him. Look what Waddle just did his first year. Already did better than Will Fuller did all his years in Miami. But this free agent class, $60 million. Got to get some offensive linemen. I don't care what anybody says. You saw the Bengals game. They needed offensive linemen. Everyone's saying the Bengals had the worst line in the league. How can they win? They won. They almost won. But they were winning the whole year. But they were the offensive line away. It shows how important offensive line is. Dolphins can do anything because of how bad their offensive line is. They're going to go against the great Bills defense and Bill Belichick the whole year. They got to sign some free agents. I got Teron Armstead, Ryan Jensen, Brandon Sheriff, and then Orlando Brown Jr. They got to sign 2 of those 4. They had to. If they get some guys for Tua Tagovailoa, they need a right tackle because Tua's a lefty. That's his blind side. So that's their most important line spot right there. They get somebody to protect Tua, I think it would be good. They got to sign a running back. The running back has been inconsistent for the last few years now. They got to sign somebody. I think there's 2 good options, maybe 3. Let's talk about 2 though. Leonard Fournette. He's good, man. He's good out of the backfield receiving too. I think that's good for a guy that checks down the ball a lot, like Tua Tagovailoa. And the last one, Cordell Patterson, who can pretty much do whatever you want. And especially someone like Mike McDaniel, who you saw him use Deebo Samuel last year. And Cordell Patterson is that same guy, but can do more like return kicks, return punts, line up anywhere you want. He wears 84, but he's a running back. You know what I'm saying? So having someone like that, you got to bring in a running back. And then wide receiver. I think this wide receiver class for free agency is good. The draft is too, but for free agency, Chris Godwin. If they can sign Chris Godwin, he could play inside also can play outside. I think that's a game changer, man. You got someone like Waddle who had a great rookie year, but if you sign someone like Chris Godwin, Juju Smith-Schuster, and lastly, or Allen Robinson, and lastly, Devontae Adams. I think Devontae might get franchise tag. So Juju Smith-Schuster, Allen Robinson, 2 great options. I don't know if they want to go to a team that isn't going to win right away, or they want to go to a Kansas City Chiefs team or a Bills team that can win right away. But if they getting paid, it doesn't matter. Money talks, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. But if they can get Godwin, watch out for these Dolphins, man. That's why I'm saying this offseason is huge for them. In the draft, they picked 29th in the first round, and they can get some receivers falling, honestly. Chris Olave could probably fall to 29. Jameson Williams, coming off that injury, could have been the first receiver taken off the board, top 10 pick. Could be falling to 29 now. I think it's crazy that he can fall all the way down, but that's good for Dolphins fans, right? So you got to look at those 2 options, maybe some other receivers too. Maybe if Garrett Wilson falls or Jamar Dotson, who's projected in and around anyway. And then maybe if offensive linemen fall, Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa. Great talent, but he's getting slept on like crazy. He plays tackle. Baron Rodman, Rodman, out of Central Michigan. Great talent, plays for the Maction. And then guard Zion Johnson. I like all 3 of these linemen. Hopefully one of them are there, and if they get one of these 3, that's huge. But I think they got to go best available here. Receiver or offensive lineman, just go best available. Get some weapons for Tua, get some protection for Tua, and then they got pick 50th in the second round. So got to go Kenneth Walker here. Unless you sign Leonard Fournette. But if you sign someone like Cordell Patterson, still go Kenneth Walker. Maybe Kyron Williams there, maybe Cook. There's some good running back options second, third round. But if Kenneth Walker's there, you already saw him do damage against Miami. He already likes that stadium. So definitely looked at Kenneth Walker. But Tua Tagovailoa, he played 13 games last year, 67% completion percentage, 16 touchdowns. And then 2,653. With Mike McDaniel's system, he adds another great receiver. Just get good offensive linemen. Tua, I think he could pass for 70%. I think that's a realistic goal for Tua Tagovailoa. 30 touchdowns, double what he had last year. 30 touchdowns. If he stays healthy, he plays all 17 games now. He can definitely throw for 30 touchdowns. And the last one, 4,000 yards. Tell me 4,000 is not. I think it's realistic for Tua. It's not crazy to say he can throw for 4,000 yards. He's got a guy like Waddle. Resign Gesicki. Add Godwin or add Olave or add Jameson Williams. Tell me that's not crazy. You've already heard Mike McDaniels talking about Waddle, and he waddled away. So I think it's right there for the taking. I think the Dolphins could be the next great team if they do right this offseason. But if they don't, I mean, what are we doing here? They got the most cap. They can bring an offensive lineman. They got everyone. Who doesn't like Miami? I mean, I'm going to be going there for spring break next month. Everyone loves Miami. So watch out for them Dolphins, man. I don't think people realize what's coming for the Dolphins, man. Make sure to comment down below what you guys think about this video, what you think of Tua Tagovailoa, what you think of Mike McDaniels, what you think of Miami Dolphins. Subscribe to 6 Man Blitz. Hit that thumbs up. Check out our podcast. Comes out every Friday. Got some great guests coming up. Check out the other series we got. Huff's film review. We got Monster Draft Report. We got Huff's off-season keys. We got some great stuff. Hey, podcaster, man. You know what I'm saying? So check out 6 Man Blitz. Check out the shorts, follows. Let's go.